Yesterday, I talked about burnout, what it felt like, how I experienced it, and what I'm going to do about it. And unfortunately, one of the things to go was my commitment to showing my work. This is something I discussed last VEDO, and I'll put a link to that video in the description. But it is my kind of commitment to show the process behind the stuff that I make, both the good and the bad, the finished and the unfinished. It is so important to me to make my community, whatever that is, better for those coming up after me. In high school, I have talked often on the podcast, less often on my YouTube channel, about the theater program that I was in. We ended up putting in like 20, 30 hours a week of backstage work in addition to our classes. So it was very intense. But particularly in stage management, which is what I was focusing on, there was really a culture of hazing. There was a culture of making the freshmen and making the newcomers sweep the stage, tell them they swept it wrong, sweep it again, making us organize and reorganize and then reorganize things that didn't need to be organized. I did what I was told when I was a freshman, but I refused to let my class and the ones that came after us propagate that cycle. So I didn't permit my peers or those after me to do stupid stuff. I made them train. I made them write down lists and handbooks and to document the processes that they were doing. And I've really applied that to every job I've had since, every club, every extracurricular, where in jobs I have written handbooks, I have documented things, I have trained other people, started training programs. And something I found in the 12 or so years that I've been trying to document and to transmit knowledge is that it is so much more powerful to give things away than to withhold them. Even if you don't get to benefit from your own generosity, other people do. And if that comes around to benefit you later in that the people who are going to be the leaders after you in your community are deeply grateful to you and have a lot to, thank you for in terms of their own success, like that's a positive, but it's not necessary. In the last year and a half, I have been trying to publish an article every month on stuff I've learned about podcasts and making a living online. I have started now to make money from that giving away of my own knowledge. My podcasting company, Multitude, provides consulting to other podcasters and radio networks and podcasting organizations on how to make and market and monetize their podcasts. And so far, almost every client that I've worked with has come from my articles. I am not famous or established yet. I can't point to my own Wikipedia article, and say these are all the things that I've done, therefore obviously I am worth, bringing to your conference or paying to help with your project or hiring for a job. What I do have is the reputation that I build for myself in my community. And I have found no better way to do that than to be really helpful and to give away my knowledge indiscriminately and to always learn and always give credit, to always give shout outs to people who have helped me along the way. That doesn't always happen in return. People don't always cite my articles when they talk about my strategies, but I am choosing not to read bad intent into that. I wish I were a perfect person who never felt a little stab of jealousy or anger when I see my work used without credit, but I am learning. And I'm trying to improve. And I almost hesitate to talk about it because I don't do this for profit, but it has ended up being really useful to me. It's ended up paying dividends way beyond what I expected. And I guess my conclusion really is that doing the right thing is worth doing, even if you can't identify the benefit to doing so in the moment. But that benefit may come. I guess all I can say is, maybe it'll end up helping you in a concrete way, maybe it won't, but it's gonna help the world. It's gonna help your community. It's going to contribute something good in a small way in a world that really, really needs those little good things. Helping people and giving back to your community and contributing to the body of knowledge out there is worth doing. It's the right thing to do, period. All right, that's enough for one day. I'll see you tomorrow.